Damn, it took me a minute to get these to work today. So I wasn't ready. Hold on 1 second. Greetings. Greetings. I always see that line in my forehead. It make me feel like a cool. I swear to God, I'd be like, I know I'm extraterrestrial and shit. Like, even the little, the little bad lines, the ugly, what's the ugly joint name on the Star Trek with the, yo, you know what I'm saying? And he was dark too. Don't get it twisted now. Shit, they know what it is. Great rising. Great rising. In the meantime, that's what we're on today. I am definitely fasting on water. I did not eat all raw, mostly raw on Thanksgiving, but not raw, not all raw. After being raw, I feel that shit. So, yeah. I'll be back on my water. Yeah. I swear I was over my aunt's house where they had meat in all the pots. And I was cleaning up her kitchen, and like it was this big ass pot of greens, and it smelled good, and I didn't see no meat in it. And I was like, finally somebody must have brought some greens over here with no meat in it. I'm gonna get some of these as soon as I finish cleaning up. And when I went to dump the pot into the takeout bowl so I could pack her refrigerator out, I saw the meat in the bottom. Shit. Fuck the Heartbreak Hotel. I swear though, for the first time I was thinking, like one of them eating disorder people, I was like, maybe if I could just chew it, just to taste it, but not swallow it and put it in my body. Damn. But I didn't know. I didn't. I know it don't stop there. I know you can never trust the process of just putting the head in. Yeah. Anyway. So great rising. Here we go. In the meantime, Ayanla Van Zant. Copyright 98. Ayanla Van Zant. All rights reserved. Okay. Here we go. Get a little freedom. Not too much. Story of my life. Alright. Story of my life. Don't worry, I got on drawers today. I was like, no accidents. Okay. Page 27. I always open to page 27. That's mine. Okay. It takes time. I don't even remember where we are. How did I get off track? The fruit and the tree. Okay, hold on. Where am I? Knowing the truth will get you hurt. Oh, yeah, we definitely need to back up. Alright, so let's start right here. And we're gonna run through, okay? So stop me if you need to stop me. How's your meantime? Show over here. Corners. What we need is God. But that's too esoteric. Okay, that's peace. To share love. We are not always we're not always aware of how our needs lead us into dark corners. Try as we might to be alert, strong, and positive when it comes to love matters, many of us seem to always end up someplace we do not want to be, alone in the meantime, looking for a relationship. Over the years, I've heard absolute horror stories about the goings-on called love. I need to be able to put this up. Listen, give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, we have to do this a little differently today. Hold on. Yeah, just Give me a second. We're gonna get it together. This is so dope because the healing journey it's a self journey. We do it together, but ultimately it is a journey you gotta take by yourself. Introspection. The hardest thing, but the most enlightening thing is when you really accept that everything you dislike about somebody else, you only recognize because it's some equal shit going on within. You know what I'm saying? Right. Even if you be like, you be like, listen, somebody start talking about people that molest children, and you go all the way to fucking, they should have their dick cut, and they should be strung open, and you should string them up to a noose and turn them into turducken. Like, in that is a fear and a failure to protect yourself and your own children. You feel me? In there is a failure. When I hear somebody talk about pedophiles, I can say my piece and keep it fucking pushing because I know I'm doing my piece to protect mine. It's a lot different for a mother who has been molested and a mother whose children have been molested. For her, it's personal. You know what I'm saying? But that's it. Everything you see in somebody else has a personal resonation in you. Don't mean you fucking children. No. Everything, all right, can come right back to you. That's all I'm saying. So find that. Fuck around to be on your vigilante shit. You won't say nothing no more. You just gonna whoop a nigga ass. And I support you. Alright, I'll do a GoFundMe for your bail money. Alright, here we go. Actually, let me make Tootie get back in the background. Alright, one more thing I can do. Alright, give us more light. Okay. That's me. Alright. Okay, so this is again, this is dope because it looks like most of this is gonna be telling us about introspection anyway. Okay. How to correct the shit on the inside. It's really that easy. My mother asked me last night, I'm trying to remember what did she ask me. Oh, so that's another thing. We're gonna get to all of that shit. Shalonda, your shit is packaged up already, but I still got more stuff that I'm getting rid of and selling. Like this Queen of Full Green Life. You can inbox me if you want to buy that. Go on her site first though, so you'll know how much it is. Just so you'll know you're getting a deal, goddamn. But I'm selling my Queen of Full products for those of us that are still interested in them. Some Heal Thyself laxative and some more shit. Yeah, I got a Queen of Full colon cleanse or colon inner ease. I guess it's like a stool softener. I don't know. I got a lot of stuff though. doTERRA oils. A lot of stuff that I won't be using. So box up some of that shit for Shalonda. A good bit of that shit for Shalonda. And the rest of the stuff, inbox me or email me at That's Peace if you're interested. And I'll like shoot you a deal on a first come first serve basis. But anyway, so I was packaging up. Yo, I got a lot of shit, yo. You need to reach out to me. If you on that shit, I got a lot of shit. I got something that I used to live by before last 2 weeks. Muukele. I think it's spelled M-U-I-C-L-E. Muukele. I don't know, but it's some Dr. Sebi shit. I also have all my Dr. Sebi products that I'm, yeah, but you got to inbox me, let me know if you want me to ground them up first, or what, because a lot of that shit, I'm going to just show you, okay? Hold on. So that's beans. All right. Lupullo. Most of the Dr. Sebi products, because some of this shit is in his language, goddamn, it's in the Hondurans or some shit. I don't speak Honduran, but I'm gonna do my homework before I send it to you. The seal ain't even being cracked on this one. But most of his products, all of them are designed to attack illnesses in our blood. And I do know from the holistic training that the same way some people tell you, all disease stem from mucus, all disease stem from this, all disease stem from, it's the same thing as toxic blood, okay? Toxic blood is where it starts. Pure blood is what keeps you healthy. And once the blood becomes dirty or toxic, then there's mucus, then there's cancer, then there's cell abnormalities and what have you. Anyway, most of his products attack bad blood and bring mucus out. Told you about the ukulele. Can you see how crazy that look? It's legit got rocks and stuff in there. Anyway, that's another one. And you see this how it's got sticks and shit in there? That's some more Dr. Sebi. I think this one actually got some leaves too. But Purificador. That one is what that one is called. So a blood purifier. Remember though, just try to help your body. I wouldn't suggest wavering, okay? I suggest you find what your spirit led you to do and do that wholeheartedly. Growing, absolutely, but wavering, not so much. So if you are interested, like I said, in having some Dr. Sebi products or some of these clean food products or some of these doTERRA oils or whatever else, just hit me up and let me know. And that came up when I was packing those things up. My mother asked me, because I've been putting them, just so you know, shit, I bought gloves at the dollar store too, so I ain't gonna be sending you no dirty shit. I'm bagging them up individually and getting it ready to ship. But she asked me when I was packing the stuff, she said, why are you, she's like, why won't you have hot tea anymore? Why won't you have hot tea? And why don't you drink cold water? I said, man, I don't bash anybody for doing those things, but as for me and my temple, we gonna serve the Lord. No, really though. Told her, this is it. This is holistic training in 2 minutes. This is holistic training in 30 seconds. All right. Give your body nothing but the best of materials it needs to build, and give your body the energy and the time it needs to do the job. That's it. That's it. Kind of like a construction site or anything else. If you went to your job today and these motherfuckers did not give you, you know it, because this is exactly how they do you. You feel overworked and underpaid at work, right? How your cells feel. Trust me, that shit is vibrating on a molecular level. The same way you get up and you don't feel like doing shit because the motherfucker about to underpay you. Motherfucker about to not give you the resources you need, not give you the tools you need, and then want you to just bust these numbers out. Like how? Sway, I can't even do all of these things at one time. You've had that happen too, right? A boss give you 3 jobs and another boss give you another job and you're like, what the fuck, y'all not talking to each other? Okay, it's the same thing with our bodies. I want to make sure I give my body the best materials and all the time and energy it needs to heal. That means I shouldn't take from its material supply. I shouldn't take from its energy reserve. And every time I drink something hot or something cold, my body does have to regulate my temperature. We know that shit. We feel that shit. You get the chills and shit. You know what I mean? Like, we get to sweating. Our bodies work extra hard to maintain our temperature. I know nothing on a molecular level where your body like, oh, y'all just chill. She about to have some chamomile tea. All it knows is our temperature is getting warmer. We're supposed to be at 97 and something is happening. We feel us rapidly approaching 102. And there's a fight to get you back to 97. It's the same with cold. Nobody said, oh, she must be having a cold Gatorade because it's 92 outside today. The body knows that she having something that's shutting us down. This ice cold Dasani has got our temperature dropping, and so we need to work. And it will work to warm you up. And so for me, because I want my body to, this is what I want my body to do. I want you to digest food, and I want you to eat cancerous cells or abnormal growths. I want you to handle that. That's what I want you to do. I don't want you trying to separate good shit from bad shit most of the time. I don't want you having to go through parasites and sugar fields to get where you need to go. I know if you never had an oil change, or if you've needed an oil change, or felt how your car felt after an oil change, the way it ride differently, you wonder like, how the fuck did that even happen? It's something in the line of the car called sludge. That's what the mechanics call it, sludge. And it sounds exactly like, it look and feel and sound exactly like what it is, it's sludge. And that's what's going through our bodies. I mean, damn, you can't even get to your desk to do your work anyway because you got to go through sludge and shit, you know? That would be the traffic that we go through. Listen, our bodies on a molecular level really are going through the same things that we're going through. So, like I said, for me, that's the reason that I won't drink anything that's cold or hot. You see me sipping. I ain't juicing no fruits and shit. I ain't juicing no vegetables. If you see me drinking, you're going to see me drinking the same thing all the other roses are drinking. Distilled water. All right, and that's peace. Remember, again, everybody got choices. All right, inbox me if you're interested in any of that stuff. I said, like, I'm not about to try to bust your head for it. I'm practically giving it away because it's stuff that I don't even know how, like, I'm in the middle on it. It's stuff that I felt like worked. And so I'm attached to it, but my new life requires that I try a new way. You know what I'm saying? So I have to try to heal without the aid of those things so that I can show and prove to you that this way is the right way. Yeah, I'm my own guinea pig and shit. But anyway, all right, back to the meantime. Yeah, Shalonda, that box got a lot of shit in it. That shit got a lot of stuff in it. I even sent stuff after, well, we're not on Sacred Woman today. We're reading in the meantime. If you got our Yellow Von Zant in the meantime, we're on page 30. Damn, what else did I put in there? Some tea or some shit. I don't know. I remember it was something in the basket that I didn't tell you was coming. I was supposed to tell you. But fuck, as it turns out, I can't remember. Oh, okay. Yeah. Page 30 then. All right, let's keep on going. I love you, family. I love you. All right, in the meantime, let's see. We're not always aware of how our needs lead us into dark corners. Try as we might to be alert, strong, and positive when it comes to love matters, many of us seem to always end up someplace we don't want to be, alone in the meantime, looking for a relationship. Over the years, I've heard absolute horror stories about the goings-on called love. At times, I've been amazed that we could believe that something as divine as love could show up looking so ridiculous. In other situations, I have been appalled at the foul things people do in the name of love. Finally, I had to stop, to smack myself, to realize there is a pattern here. The players are different, the events are different, but somewhere underneath it all, there's a sameness. Men and women have a tendency to do the same things when they are trying to get their needs met. I decided to keep a list. I wrote down the 13 most common things we do in search of love or a relationship in which we want to be loved. Each of these things will inevitably fail to meet our needs. They will take us to a hellish meantime experience. All the signs, number one, all the signs say this is not the one, but you ignore your internal alarms and move ahead into a love fantasy. All right. Because your fear of being alone, or because you believe you cannot have what you want in a relationship, you accept the first person that comes along only to be left beaten, ripped off, or impregnated, and then left beaten and ripped off. And that's to you too, brothers, okay? Because your fear of being alone, or because you believe you cannot have what you want in a relationship, you accept the first person who comes along only to be left feeling ripped off or beat the fuck up, or she pregnant and you feel the same way. Rip the fuck off and beat the fuck down. Yo, it's sad because we really do the same things in our meantime. It's kind of like, it's kind of why somebody with a felony record, it's hard for them to get a job. Because it's and it's fucked up, but it's also why somebody with a 15 goddamn jobs on the resume, it's hard for them to get a job. Because you see a pattern. Like, okay, you know, if you done this, you're going to do, like I said, a repeat offender. Is that what they call it? I'm not talking about the brothers who you done had to take the plea and you got a one time. Y'all don't get in my inbox with your one time offense now. You know who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the one who he always get locked up. He ain't even got to go to the penitentiary. He always get locked up in jail on some fuck shit, right? And then every time he get locked up, he get out and he be trying to get a job, but he can't, so he got to sell this weed again, or this dope. And when he do, he be back in that bitch again. And then he say get out and he sell this weed or this dope, and he be back in that shit again. We tend to do the same things. On the days you're at work and you're hungry, instead of just waiting it out or figuring, I'm going to fast that day, you know, because that would be different than what you normally do. You start texting everybody else, what you doing today? You ain't going to come by up here at lunch. Can you bring me a plate? Great rising, Carolyn. Great rising to all my sisters and my brothers. Great rising. To all those in attendance, known and unknown, seen and unseen. Great rising. Right. We do this the same patterns. On an elementary level, some of us know it's no grocery in the refrigerator, and we still keep going and opening that motherfucker, looking, hoping something to be different. Nothing changed between 12 and 2 p.m. But it's what we do in the meantime. It's the habit that we have when we're looking for what we need. It's the habit that we have when we're looking for what we need. It was like if you woke up in a completely different house in the same situation and you went looking for a refrigerator because you was hungry and there wasn't one, it would force you to do something different. But most of us would just be a little bit disoriented. You wouldn't look outside to see if there's a garden. You'd say, what the fuck is up with the refrigerator? You might check the cupboard, but the first blow is going to be like, where the fuck? Listen, we have a habit of doing the same things in the meantime, and we have to pay attention. You have to pay attention. For me, it was easier when I sat down and I used blame messages. It was just between me and my journal anyway. So I know that the journey is about me focusing on me and my shit, but I wasn't ready to focus on my shit. So I sat down privately ready to focus on everybody else's shit. And I'm going to write down what things that every guy that ever hurt me had in common. And I'm not talking about they all had six packs and uncircumcised dicks. No, I'm talking about the real shit. Okay, the essence of them, what things were the same. And in those things, I found myself. Okay, in those things, I found myself. If every man on the list that I had dated prior to say, every man was easily manipulated. You know what I mean? I eventually found out that I was hurt because they were lashing out because I'd hurt them. And I'd hurt them because they were so passive or so quiet or so soft, I took advantage, you know. And in my mind, I'm so beyond them. I'm so manipulative. I'm so untouchable. They don't even know they're being manipulated. And in their mind, how the fuck is she doing this to me? I see all of this shit, but I love her. And so I'm just waiting on this bitch to get her mind right. But the bitch didn't get her mind right. The sweet bitch very seldom does without the help of an exorcism. Anyway. I'm going to keep moving. When I listed, though, the fuck shit in everybody else, it really was easier for me to see it in me. You know what I mean? Like if in each one of these relationships, we lived together within a month. If in each one of these relationships, we were sexually active within 2 days and then had to do more homework. Is it me? Was it this many niggas just bumming and trying to come over my house and never leave? Or was it an invitation? Is it always an invitation? It is. Just like my friends who I talk shit about. Girl, you gonna let that nigga move in and you just met him at the gas station? Yeah, you gonna let that nigga move in and you just met him at the conscious parade. It's the same shit. All right, the patterns. Be mindful of the patterns. Number 3, you confuse friendship and niceness with romantic love. Number 3, you confuse friendship and niceness with romantic love. Yeah, that was me, Shalonda. Them niggas ain't never just bummed their way in. They didn't. They wanted to be in, and I'm sure they was a little manipulative too, because I'm manipulative, so I'm assuming that I attract that energy. But them niggas just low-key just waited. It didn't take long before I'd be like, you leaving again? Why don't you leave your sneakers and your toothbrush? Nah, nigga, don't. How about you don't, and let's say you did. Are you confused friendship and niceness with romantic love? And when she says friendship and niceness with romantic love, unfortunately, we have to extend that to flirtatious behaviors also, okay? Because just because somebody flirting and winking at me and shit don't mean a goddamn thing, okay? A lot of times, people use sex and flirtatiousness as friendly and niceness because it's the only friendly and nice they know, okay? It's the only friendly and nice that they know. So be sure to keep love. Remember, sit down in your own private thoughts and assess how love should look when it shows up. Okay? I said, you don't have to know exactly. I would rather sit down and know what love don't look like. So when it look ridiculous, you can call it out. Okay? Because someone is nice to you and you are not used to it, you don't know how to say no to them when you realize they're not what you want. Number 5, you get caught up in the packaging and promises. Number 6, you force your desires for a relationship onto another person or issue an ultimatum because the person does not know how to say no. He or she goes along with you for a while. Because the other person expresses an interest in you, you will respond without really exploring if this is who or what you want. You allow blind faith, which leads to blind love, to take you into a relationship that is unhealthy. You choose to believe that what your partner has done to another person, he or she will not do to you. Sexual compatibility is mistaken for love. You stay in a relationship although you are miserable, trying to work things out even when your partner shows no interest in working through the difficulty. You don't express what you really feel because you believe it will hurt your partner's feelings. Or number 13, you choose to believe your partner's lies even when you know the truth. You act like you do not know what is going on when you do. If you feel like I would love to sit down, this is where I probably get in trouble. I would like to sit down with my king and ask the questions, because this is a real life conversation. This is like I keep saying, this is some grown up shit. This is my first grown up relationship. This is the first time I've ever been in a relationship where it doesn't matter how grown or not grown the behaviors or responses or mindset or perceptions are of the other person. What matters is how I handle my shit. Okay? That's what matters. And this is my first time being in a grown-up relationship. Before, say, even a grown-up relationship with myself. It's the first time I've been in a grown-up relationship with myself, and that's hard. It's kind of like, I guess, a child. Like a child don't want to talk to the mom about no sex. Okay? Talk to your mom about it. A child don't want the mama to talk to her. The children don't want the parents to talk to them about sex. Them conversations are hard and everybody just fucking disappear. Like, why the fuck do we have to do this? Can you imagine if a child had no fear and was like, we need to talk about sex. I want to know, I heard somebody say something about a blowjob, and I want to know what the Q mean when people say LGBTQ. Like, I know about the lesbians. I think I know what bisexual mean. I know what transgender mean. But I don't know what the Q is. Like, these children, wait a minute. You would be like, what the fuck have you been watching? It's the same way. Suge say, Mommy, what's an orgasm? It's a ride at the amusement park. Anyway, those are grown conversations. And when you have grown conversations, they can be uncomfortable. And for a child and a parent to talk about sex, that's a grown-up conversation. For a man and a woman, or a woman and a woman, a man and a man, for two partners, two life partners, to sit down and talk about the shit, that's a grown-up conversation. That's a grown-up conversation. Not only does it take balls as big as the fucking world to ask somebody if they are genuinely happy in a relationship, but it's even harder to understand and receive what they give back to you. And what's even harder than that is hearing what they're afraid to say still so. But it's necessary. Great Rising family. It's necessary. It's necessary, and it's scary as hell. It's scary as hell. But how long can we endure one thing to avoid the thing? How long can we stay in a relationship where we feel lonely as fuck so we don't be alone? How long can we stay in a relationship where we feel where it's broke, it's broken, he broken, I'm broken, the money broken, fuck the children broken? How long can I stay in something broken because I'm afraid of having a broken family? Wait. I want my children to have their mama and their daddy. I don't want them to have no broke up family. So you just have them in a broken ass household. Listen, how long will we accept and tolerate and build on the one thing that we don't really want? All right, like I said, these are hard questions. If you need help, I'll help you. You say, how can I help? That's why people pay therapists. That's why people pay a median. You know what I'm saying? A middleman. Somebody to talk that shit for you because you can't talk it. It it's necessary. I believe in damn. So it's hard not to put my business in the street. You know what I mean? My business ain't my business. It's my business and somebody else's business. But so let me just give an example. Let me see which one of these. Matter of fact, somebody pick a number for me. That way it don't look like I'm out here tripping. 1 through 13. And anybody pick a number for me. 1 through 13, and I'm gonna answer 13 genuinely about my relationship, whether it get me in hot water or not. Oh shit. Okay, 4 came first. 4, 6, and 13. 4 is because someone is nice to you and you are not used to it because you don't know how to say no to them when you realize they are not who you want. Oh shit. All right. Hold on, let me see. All right, that's it. 4, 6, 13, and 7. That's a lot of shit. Y'all fucking up. But I really am going to share those. All right, so 4, how it applies to me. Because someone is nice to you and you are not used to it, you don't know how to say no to them when you realize they are not who you want. So this is a little different. Because someone is nice to you and you're not used to it, you don't know how to say no to them when you realize they are not who you want. All right. So, this is, let me break this. I'll say, I'm used to people being nice to me. Okay. So this is a little different. So I have to read between the lines. I'm used to people being nice to me. I'm so used to people being nice to me that, I have solid examples of love. I don't have to worry about love looking ridiculous or wondering what love looks like because there are constants in my life that show and prove what love should look and feel like. Okay. Okay, wait a minute. Shalonda, thank you for bringing it back because it could be someone has good dick to you and you are not used to it. So that's what it is. See, Shalonda read between the lines in a completely different regard than I did. That's why it's also important to have a circle. You know what I'm saying? It's also important to have. Now, Nas, you're not asking was he a Sagittarius. You are not having a sex conversation right here while we read about the meantime. But my sisters don't give no fuck, baby. The Dark Tower must be protected. Okay? Yeah. And I'm not no lesbian. Y'all know I'm not part of the way gay no more. But when I was part of the way gay, my rider, she was a Sag. She was a Sag. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, that's not what this is right here. Okay. That's not what this is. I didn't even, and as far as dick go, for me, that's hard because like, I don't know. I just started, I'm like, in 2017, I'm learning how to connect during sex, during man sex, I'll say. Yeah, it's 2017. I ain't been fucking since 84. Not really since 84, but shit, 94, shit, 96, something. I know we're getting out the pussy for Pac passed. Anyway, yeah, okay. I gotta focus because someone is nice to you, or they got good, or the sex is good, and you're not used to great sex, and they got great sex, or they pay your bills and you're not used to them paying your bills, or they're nice to your children and you're not used to people loving you and your children. You don't know how to say no to them when you realize they are not who you want. That I don't struggle with in my personal life and in my relationship. I don't. I have learned that when I don't say something, I struggle anyway. I have learned that the hard way. That when I don't say anything, I struggle any fucking way. Okay? Like if I ask a boss, if I need a day off to get to the doctor, and I ask, and I'm scared to ask for a day off because I know they're gonna say no. I'm scared to ask because I know I'm new on the job. I'm scared to ask because I already had too many days off. I'm scared to ask, so I'm gonna miss my appointment any fucking way. My options are say something, and I got a chance to win, even if they be like no, and I'm gonna miss my shit. At least I did what the fuck I could do. But to just sit idly by over and over, I've learned not to do that. So if somebody is not who I want, I am in a position where I can say that, and I'm thankful for that. I do feel like, though, and this is me guessing, it's not me putting no words or no emotions on nobody else. I do sometimes feel like even though my king is very, very forward and very vocal, he's still very compassionate and very considerate. As a 9, he's a fucking nurturer. And a 9 don't want to hurt nobody. Okay? A 9 will talk shit generally. I'm a 9. A 9 will talk shit generally, but a 9 don't want to get in your ass individually. Okay? A 9 don't want to get in your ass individually. They want you to catch this healing without having to catch that hurt first. Okay? So I feel like my king, in that, because he's made a vow to protect my heart, I feel like his first mind would not say, I want out, even if he wanted out. His first mind would be to protect me. Okay? And that's because we got to learn that sometimes that ain't how we protect. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. Remember when I said you don't want to fuck around and be enduring one thing to avoid that one thing. Right. Anyway, I believe that he loves and respects me and honors our vow to love, honor, protect each other, always, to choose us. I believe that, I sometimes believe he would put the vow before he would put himself. Okay? 4, was it 6, 13, 4, 6, 13, and 7. 6, you force your desires for a relationship onto another person or issue an ultimatum. Because the person does not know how to say no, he or she goes along with you for a while. You force your desires for a relationship onto another person or issue an ultimatum. Sometimes you feel sorry for them because they can't satisfy you and you don't want to hurt them. Yeah. All of that. But that's the thing. I'm hurt then. I'm hurt. It sounds so fucked up. But if you don't put you first, then you might as well go on and kill yourself expeditiously. You might as well kill yourself expeditiously. And this is not me encouraging fucking suicide, so don't get in my motherfucking inbox. You have chosen to kill yourself, mind, body, and spirit, slowly. By the toxic foods you eat, the toxic thoughts you think, and the toxic relationships you're in. And toxic means poisonous, and poisonous means bad. And poison means chemical reaction. And there's a chemical reaction. Every time I engage with someone who does not satisfy me or edify me, there's a chemical reaction that takes from me. No exchange leaves us unchanged. Every time you talk to me, every time you listen to me, every time we ride together, there's going to be an exchange. There's going to be a chemical reaction. And if I'm not filled, satisfied, or edified, then it's a poisonous one. It's a toxic one. It doesn't just hurt you. It hurt me too. And so we got to talk about that shit. We said 4, 6, 13, and 7. So I was on 6. You force your desires for a relationship onto another person or issue an ultimatum. Because the person does not know how to say no. They go along with you for a while. I feel like that's the same thing. Almost the same thing as you not knowing how to say something or someone else not knowing how to say something. Because the person doesn't know how to say no. He or she goes along. You know what? Practice saying no. Practice saying no. It's important. The next time somebody asks you to do something that you really don't want to do or you don't have the energy to do, say no. You have to practice no, like everything else, so you can make your no muscle strong. So you know is it's kind of universal. You can go to many countries and say no, and they understand. No, ni, ne, no. No, it's the same shit. Learn how to say no and empower other people to say no. Empower other people to say no. Because that's not, we love each other, but we are not genuinely happy. Hold on. Let me say, well, that hits home. I've changed so much in the 17 years of being together, and he's stuck in his ways. We love each other, but we're not genuinely happy, but he won't admit it. This is a hard one. Yo, like I said, this is hard work. This is hard work. It's not just showing up and just fucking playing around. It's hard work. Because Say says it all the time, and it seems like, it always feels like an attack when he says, not necessarily to me, but to somebody. But I get it. It's his presentation. I certainly fucking get it. And the thing is, like, when you're assessing how you feel, or when you're asking someone questions about how they feel, I don't want you to do the thing that women do where we put words in a nigga mouth. Where he be like, I just want to go out tonight and just clear my head. And you be like, oh, so you fucking. Oh, so you cheating? Oh, so we need space now? Like, the nigga just said he needed fresh air. Like, not that. But what is important is that you honor your gut. What is important is that you honor your gut. What is the fucking point in asking? People lie to God every day, B. Swear to God, I won't do this no more, son. Just get me free. People lie to God every day. People lie on God every day. The Spirit told me. Listen, people lie to God every day, B. What make you think they won't lie to you? What make you think they won't lie to you? So if you could ask anybody anything, or you could ask God anything, who would you ask? Ask the God body. Ask God so you get the truth. Ask your gut first. Ask your gut first. Don't ask your ego. I told you that ego like, oh, you need space, nigga? Nah. Ask your gut. Ask your God. Ask your God. And you ask your gut before you, hey, what the fuck you gonna ask people who lie to God when you can ask God herself? Brothers, you can ask God himself. Yeah. That's what you have to do. You have to go with how you feel. So when I ask you, when I say to you, I genuinely feel like neither of us are happy in the relationship. Don't let a nigga try to push back like, oh, I ain't never said I wasn't happy. You must be. I genuinely feel like neither of us are happy in a relationship. And I also feel like you tell me I'm incorrect. You tell me I'm wrong because you don't want to hurt me. You're afraid we've been together so long and you just don't want to hurt me. And then let somebody give you some feedback. But remember, regardless of what they say, have already asked these questions about the relationship to your gut so that you can feel the truth. You can feel the truth. The truth will resonate. And no matter what they say, go with what you feel. Go with what you feel. Spirit for me has always worked that way. Like just an example, if I said, if I said spirit, is it going to be, and this is, like I said, this is a vague ass off the hip example. If I say spirit, is it going to be hot or cold tomorrow? You know what I'm saying? Or, matter of fact, spirit, how should I dress for this trip? I'm packing for an out of town trip and I don't trust the weather reports and shit. How should I pack for this trip? And then I all of a sudden feel a chill, or all of a sudden my brow right here start to sweat a little bit. Then that's my answer. Spirit has always responded to me in feeling. It's probably been twice when I went vegan, and some other time I don't know of, when I actually heard or felt spirit. But when I felt spirit's voice, I say. But for the most part, it's just a feeling. It's just a feeling. And so go with what you feel. Go with what you feel. Don't let anybody lie to you. God doesn't lie to you. So go with your gut. Go with your God. And again, if you want, like I said, I'll ask these questions to your partner for you, and you can tell them that I'm asking. I'll tell them too, I'm asking in an anonymous way. And when I say I'm asking in an anonymous way, I'm not gonna go back and tell your business. I'm gonna present how it needs to be presented. You know what I'm saying? Or tell you, like if you answer the questions with me, sis, and then you could actually convince your king to go through the questions with me, then I'll be able to compare y'all shit without you ever having to know what the fuck the other said. And then I could tell you, based on that, what points you should study together. What points you should look at together. It don't mean that you said some fuck shit on 2 and he said some fuck shit on 7. So I'm going to tell y'all to study 2 and 7. Because no, then that's putting your business in the street. Like I'm going to read 2 and I'm going to read 7. And I'll be able to look for the similarities. The same way I told you 4 and 6 are both issues of not knowing how to say no. I'll be able, based on these answers, to tell you where the hiccup in communication is. Said, reach out if you need me. Reach out if you need me. Let's keep going. 4, 6, 13 and 7. 13. Let's do 7 first because we're on this page. Because the other person expresses an interest in you, you respond without really exploring if this is who or what you want. Same shit. Saying no. Saying no. Versus, that's the thing, because we always explore that shit. We always exploring that shit. We always exploring that shit. It's just that we don't know how to walk when it's time to walk. You're supposed to explore. You're a fucking voyager, okay? By the bloodline. Because the other person expresses an interest in you, you respond without really exploring if this is who or what you want. Know what you want. If you're not clear on that, know what you don't, and speak up when you see that it's not what it is. For me, I could see that. I could definitely see that. That's not in my relationship, but I could see how it could be. Because Say is the first teacher that has expressed an interest in me, a genuine interest in me. There are many conscious men that I could have learned from before him, but I won't call them teachers because some of them were manipulators. Some of them were after something else besides my liberation, okay? They weren't trying to help me get free. They was trying to free up some time so they can get in these draws. Real shit. So Say was the first teacher in my enlightenment to receive me for me and to open up to me, okay? And he does fit the physical bill, you know, like his physique I'm attracted to. The patterns. If you went through if you put all my exes in a lineup, you'd be surprised at how many of them were tall, dark, and handsome. By handsome, I mean locks and shit, you know. So the physical build, yeah. So I could easily see that. How him being emotionally making me feel emotionally open, him being spiritually ascended or enlightened, him being black as he motherfucking is, and hair is locked the fuck up and as long as it is, and then his dick being thorough as it is, and him being vocal and forward and aggressive, and all of these things that I've always wanted in one man, and finally I have them all in one man, and that one man is showing interest in me. It could definitely be hard to explore further if that's what I want. So if the relationship does go downhill, if the relationship does plummet, like, how likely is it that I'll be motivated or encouraged to sever the relationship, knowing that he hit all the marks, because we love to do that shit, all the marks that he hit, you know. Yeah, I definitely know that could be problematic. Thankfully, it's not an issue, but I could definitely see how that could be. That's why breakups are hard, you know. That's why breakups are hard, because you've already explored and you're like, yeah, this is definitely what I want. You know, sometime I told you, think about what you don't want, and it'll help bring it full circle for you. All right, you said 13 was the last one. You choose to believe. Oh, wait. Hold on. Say, no is always an acceptable answer. Okay, just making sure I miss no comments. You're right. No is. No, we really got to practice that shit. Okay, so 13 was you choose to believe your partner's lies even when you know the truth. You act like you do not know what is going on when you do. Okay, so, yeah, where y'all at with that? You choose to believe your partner's lies even when you know the truth. You act like you do not know what is going on when you do. And I told you before, that was me, where I would be, I was the common denominator, the common problem in all my relationships. I've never chosen to believe a partner's lies, especially if I know the truth. Never, okay? But I have been in relationships where I know that they're receiving and believing my lie for the sole purpose of having a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Oh, they're going to keep asking me the same thing, hoping that the answer will change. And nope, you're going to get the same lie. I'm going to ride that bitch till the wheels fall off. Yeah, and he just choose to believe it. It does. And in this relationship that I'm in, that's not, I have to use this one. I have to use my last relationship, I have to use my last relationship for this one, because he did choose to believe my lies, knowing my truth all the time. And he would always turn a blind eye to things that he didn't approve of or didn't want to know, you know. Like, still now, Like shit, y'all. Louis, that's my ex-husband. Louis called me a fucking week and a half ago to ask me if Dory is his. Like, she's 5 or 6 or some shit. You late, okay? And he want to know, is Dory his? But that means that there was always a question or always a doubt. It's not my behaviors now. It's not what I'm saying on lives. It's because you've always wondered. You've always wondered because of my behaviors then, because of my secrecy, or because of the lies that you chose to believe. So now you want to know the truth. But you did act like you didn't, and you didn't know shit was wrong 6 years ago. And that's how you got in the meantime. All right. All right. So that's number 13. So, and it does, like I said, it does cause you to blame you kick your own ass. It's really bad. Because I'm sure that, I'm sure when we separated, he was like kicking himself. Why didn't I listen to myself? Why didn't I follow the signs? Saying shit to himself like, oh my God, I should have known. Saying shit like, now it makes sense. Anyway, yeah. Yeah. And that ain't peace. So he had me and it didn't matter to him. There are, and I think that there are lots of relationships in my life like that, where there are people who feel like they wish it was them, but really and truly, they just, as long as I'm in their life, whatever, in any capacity, niggas get to that point. If you can be in my life in any capacity, I'll take it. Anyway, each his own. Love is nothing that gives you everything. What can you do when a relationship is not going the way you would like? When things are not working the way you want them to work? How do you learn to take what you have and make it work to your advantage? As I ask these questions, I'm reminded of a story I heard about a woman named Luann Bellards, who was born with cerebral palsy. As a result of this disease, Luann had full use of one toe on one foot. Raised by very religious patterns, she learned a great deal about truth, trust, patience, faith, and love as it related to her capabilities. This book is In the Meantime by Ian Van Zandt. I am sure most of us look at it for a thrift. Her books is always at thrifts in every neighborhood. I am sure most of us would consider this kind of physical limitation to be insurmountable or monumental defeat. Luann, however, learned to type on a computer keyboard using her big toe. She wrote the story of her life, Bird with a Broken Wing, in this way. Her book was her testimony to the power of faith, in which she eloquently described how to turn trouble into triumph, tragedy into victory. She wrote about the meantime, about learning how to take what you are and what you have and what you can do and make it work for you. Luann's story is not about relationships per se. It is, however, about principles: truth, trust, patience, honor, faith. They're all the cornerstone principles of all life's relationships. I'll give them to you again. Truth, trust, and yeah, they're different. Truth, trust, patience, honor, and faith are all the cornerstone principles of all life's relationships. They are also all the things we receive in the presence of unconditional love. They are also all things we receive in the presence of unconditional love. In unconditional love, there will be truth. In unconditional love, there will be trust. In unconditional love, there will be honor. In unconditional love, there will be faith. These are the essence of love, okay? Having learned so much about family relationships, friendships, and more important, the self-ship, Luann documented how to develop and nurture all relationships with the vigilant employment of loving principles. What she learned while lying flat on her back, sitting in a wheelchair, and being totally dependent on others is exactly what we able-bodied beings stumble over, muddle through, fall into, and fail to recognize about relationships. Although Luann never experienced an intimate, loving relationship with a man the way we believe it should be, she did with one toe on one foot what we spend most of our lives trying to do. She discovered love. Love for herself. The love for and of others. The love of God. She figured out what love looks like and what it should not look like. She understood what love felt like and what it felt like when there is an absence of love. She discovered how to find love, nurture it, and make it last in yourself, for yourself, and within your life. At age 36, that's a 9, Luann died of cancer. That's a 9. That's the number of completion. Job finished. Well done. At age 36, Luann died of cancer. In the meantime, during the course of her life, she lived in and for love with a tremendous amount of dignity. Finding love and maintaining our dignity is something we often struggle to do in our relationships. The experience of struggle is called the meantime. Anything you resist will persist. Of course, our meantime lovers got caught. Now they and their attachments were all in the meantime. All the things they had ignored, denied, avoided, and resisted were staring them in the face. It was a classic meantime scenario. Getting caught, lying, resisting. He got caught because he lied. He told his attachment he loved her when he wasn't sure. He said he didn't want to leave when he did. He told her he was sure when he wasn't. To cover up his guilt about lying once he got caught, he told his attachment that she had no right to question him. People who get caught in the meantime lie will usually become belligerent and self-righteous. They're like, you going in my phone? You going in my phone? Why the fuck you going in my phone for? Listen, I'm asking about this bitch in the thong, beloved. Let me tell you something that used to drive me fucking batty. Oh, he used to drive me batty. And I know it would today, too. I ain't gonna lie. I know it would, too. It would. Look, I ain't no violent person, okay? But I ain't gonna lie. I can see something that will pull the volatilation up out of me, okay? And, like, this is back 2008, okay? I'm in a relationship. We'll be riding. I'll see something that look completely ratchet. And I'll be like, you know, like I said, I've always been honest about where I stand in my sexuality and in my openness and in my promiscuity and shit. And so it's not abnormal for me to be with a king and be like, she's a beautiful body, right? Be like, God damn, I wish I could trade spaces and shit. So, you know, I'm in this relationship and we'll see beautiful women and he'll be like, man, she's really gorgeous. You seen her? And I'll be like, yeah, I know. You seen her? Man, her ass will eat my whole ass up. Anyway, so we had these conversations and sometimes I'll be like, well, what you think about that hair? Or what you think about that eyebrow arch? Like, you like that type of shit? And you'd be like, hell no. You'd be like, and I remember one time specifically, I asked about blue braids. I asked the king how he feel about blue braids, y'all. This was 2008. And he like, hell nah. Hell nah, that's way too much. That shit is hood as fuck. He went in. And then about a month later, I was on his phone and a text message came through. You know, I hear the beep and I look at it. I'm like, Sexy Red? No. Okay, well, who the fuck is Sexy Red? He is Sexy Reed. It's Sexy Red. She's sexy now and she red. She done sent him a picture like that right here. And shit, she got her ass toot up on the chair like that right here and shit. And she got on the thong, but what's draped down this bitch back but blue braids? My nigga. Let me find out I could have got a blue braid to save my motherfucking relationship, but you out here in these streets on that fuck shit. Listen. Anyway, like I said, you want to turn me to volatilation? Then you need to tell me you not into some shit and let me find out you are. Okay? Let me find out. You be like, eat the booty like grocery. These niggas be gay, man. These niggas be tripping. Don't nobody want nobody ass. Every time I suck your dick, you got your legs wrapped up around your neck, waiting, hoping my tongue will slip somewhere. You got to be real about where you stand in the struggle. Okay? Because I eat a little bit of grocery now. True story. You got to be real about where you stand in the struggle, though. Okay? So here we are. In the meantime, lovers, like, they got caught. And that's the thing. Some of us getting caught cheating. But a lot of us are getting caught in a lie. You're saying you care when you don't. You're implying that you care more than you do, you know. Or you letting somebody lie about how much they care. Okay? Because love, just like hate, is an action word. Okay? Love is an action word. All right. Damn, we already at an hour. Hold on. All right. We're going to keep going because I got to get to where am I. You got to hear where am I. So we're going to keep going because that's a big question. Where am I? And as far as the meantime goes, that's the question we should be asking ourselves now. Like, damn, that's embarrassing to hear. Where am I? Where do I fit in all of that shit? So let's get to that part and then we're going to wrap it up. But let me keep on pushing. All right. So he lied. Once he got caught, he told his attachment that she had no right to question him. People who get caught become belligerent and self-righteous. That's what happened when I asked about the blue braids. Right. You said you were going to make a call. You ain't say you were going to be going in a nigga text message. Bruh. So you like blue braids? Okay. Okay. It's happened more than once. It's happened more than once. It's happened more than once. Okay. People who get caught in the meantime lie usually do become belligerent and self-righteous. He reminded his attachment that he was grown. That happens too. With every right to do what he wanted to with whomever he wanted. This is another characteristic of those in the meantime. They act very mean. They act very mean. We got a lot of different words for it. I'm like, oh, he's aggressive, or oh, he's abrasive, or oh, he's really hardcore, or oh, he's straight up no chaser. There's a way to handle people in love. There's a way to handle people in love. And can we go back? There's a way to handle people in truth. There's a way to handle people in trust. There's a way to handle people in patience, honor, and faith. And those are cornerstone principles and the essence of unconditional love. Remember, if love show up looking ridiculous, and if love show up and it didn't bring trust and truth and patience, honor, and faith with it, send it back where the fuck it came. Okay? All right. So, yeah, people who are usually in the meantime, they just spending time in the meantime with you until they get where they want to be or get what they want. Yeah. The meantime really have a time at making niggas mean. Keep your eye on the swivel. She got caught because she was resistant and guilty. She resisted being alone. She resisted telling the truth. She resisted doing anything that would make her feel guilty. Guilt is like a big red neon sign sticking out of the middle of your forehead. You know it's there, but you try to act like it isn't. In the meantime, when you're trying to act innocent, you inevitably say something to prove your guilt. I'd be like, it's 2008. If he worked the whole shift and he tired, and you said you was going to get off at 11 o'clock at night, you didn't get home till 3 in the morning. You come in and you tired as fuck. You smell like the restaurant job you work at, or the oil job you work at, or the construction job, whatever the fuck job you work at. You didn't come home smelling fresh and like perfume and stripper bitches glitter. You said you was going to get off at 11. I couldn't reach you between 11 and 3. You walked in the door at 3 o'clock and I asked you, what the fuck is up? What's going on? And all you could say was, babe, I'm tired. And you sat down and you went the fuck to sleep. That's it. That's it. That's truth. That's trust. In him, at least, patience and honor, all of that. And even for the woman to say, yo, what's up? You know, this, though, is what you get when it's somebody guilty. Okay? Man, he come in. Man, you ain't gonna believe what happened. First, I was supposed to get off at 11, and this nigga called and said he was going to be in at 12, but then this nigga didn't come in at 12, so I had called somebody else, and they said they were going to be in at 1, but then they didn't come in at 1, and then I left at 1:30, but then I got pulled over and shit, and the cop, when him and his cop partner started shooting at each other and shit, then I had to run home, and I got here without a shoe. Nigga, when motherfuckers be lying, they be giving you a whole lot of shit that's unnecessary. A whole lot of shit that's unnecessary. Just like when you call off your job. You just want to call off, and instead of just telling the motherfuckers, I have a personal emergency, I ain't gonna make it. You be like, look, my goddamn grandma got ran over, her dog was behind her, and her dog had shit out, and the dog was pregnant. Like, hey, listen, the truth usually speaks for itself. Oftentimes it sounds stranger than the lie, but the truth speaks for itself. It don't require any plushing or padding or shit. You know what I mean? Okay, so here we're talking about her guilt, all right? She told her attachment that she had done it because he had done it in the past. So now she's saying something to prove her guilt, and that does it. Like, you say something that shows everybody that you know you was out here fucking up, okay? She told her attachment she had done it because he had done it in the past. It was her stuff that she was trying to put off on him. In the meantime, all the stuff you thought you could get away with and from is looking right at you. The question is, what are you going to do about it? In the meantime, one of the things we do is become bold enough to say and do things we would never say or do under normal circumstances. It's not that we should not say or do them. We choose not to. When things are at the least tolerable in a relationship, we believe that hiding, avoiding, denying, and resisting are the right things to do. We think that we are saving someone we love from pain and suffering. The truth is, we are suffering. We are choking on our words, suffocating our feelings, twisting our truths, banging our heads against a brick wall, and picking on ourselves. Why? Why? Why can't I get this love stuff right? Picking on yourself is the height of meantime behavior. And it is the very behavior that will make you say or do something you really don't want to do, just like they did. Whether you're in the midst of a divorce, separation, breakup, or a heated argument, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to avoid the temptation to blame the other person for what you are feeling. It's you. It's you. It's you. I know that's a bitter pill to swallow, but it's you. Whether you're in the midst of a divorce, separation, breakup, or a heated argument, the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to avoid the temptation to blame the other person for what you are feeling, because it's you. I know because I've swallowed many doses of this myself. Sooner or later, we must all accept the fact that in a relationship, the only person you're dealing with is yourself. So, in the same example, he get off at 11 o'clock at night, and he walk in at 3 o'clock in the morning. He get off at 11 o'clock at night, he get off at 3 o'clock in the morning. He get off at 11 o'clock at night, he get home at 3 o'clock in the morning, right? Every time he come in, he go to sleep right there on the couch. Babe, I'm tired, and he go right the fuck to sleep. If Now his behaviors have shown me that he legit is going to work and he coming home and he tired. Now 11 o'clock the next day, it's been this way for 3 months. He came at 3 o'clock. I'm still at the door on the fuck shit. Like, who the fuck is she? What the fuck is she? I can't put that on him. It's not his behavior that makes me feel that way. It's not his behavior, his coming in at 3 o'clock instead of 11 o'clock that make me feel like he must be cheating. It's me that make me feel like he must be cheating. It's me that make me feel like he must be cheating. Maybe it's because I spend the time waiting on him from 11 to 3 watching the Housewives, and I got it in my mind that that's what the fuck niggas do. Maybe I'm charging him, who is my new king, my honorable God body, with all of the offenses of the heartbreaker hitman lovers before him. And because all them niggas wasn't shit, I figure that's what's going on here. Everybody deserves to be assessed individually. True enough, you should never trust that someone won't do to you what they did to an ex. But still, every situation deserves to be assessed individually. Know that it's not fair to put the things that you feel, don't blame another person. Remember I told you can ask questions. You can read between the lines based on what you feel, but don't let it be a blame thing. I feel what I feel because of me. It ain't got shit to do with what you're doing. This is how I feel. And they told you that maybe in elementary or middle school, maybe even high school, where they were talking about you use I messages and not you messages. And so instead of being like, you hurt me, you should be like, I got hurt when you didn't call me. Like, the I messages, they really are I messages though. All right, damn. Okay, so we almost, let's say, where am I? All right, we almost at where am I? Your partner does nothing more than reveal your stuff to you. I like to say shit so we know what it is. Sooner or later, we must all accept the fact that in a relationship, the only person you're dealing with is yourself. Your partner does nothing more than reveal your shit to you. Your fear, your anger, your pattern, your craziness. Damn. So I'm definitely putting my business in the street. Saying I had a conversation recently, and he was like, we've been having a lot of grown-up conversations in the past few weeks. And most recently, he said to me, damn, kind of hard not to put business in the street, put the business in the street. And I'm like, basically, I'm communicating to him that I feel a disconnect. Okay? I'm telling him I feel a disconnect. I don't know if you've changed your mind, or if you've outgrown me, or, like, I don't even give a fuck if it's another woman. I don't know what it is, but you're not here, and I miss you, and I noticed the checkout. And so there was a time and space where I wasn't really sure, like, I'm like, so is this my forever? Is this your forever? Or is this our meantime? And for me, it was like sit still, like fasting, all right? Like fasting. I'm just, instead of me doing all this work, I'm just going to sit the fuck still and let the body heal itself for a minute. Just fast on putting anything in for 1 minute, long enough so I can see what I need. Because as long as I'm eating and drinking and eating and drinking and eating and drinking and eating and drinking, I don't know what my body needs. But when I stop and I don't do shit, I can tell if I need to eat, if I need to sleep, or if I need to shit, or whatever the fuck. So I just need to sit the fuck still, mind, body, and spirit, and let this shit until I can. And in my stillness, he actually had a conversation with me. This was a real life conversation. It wasn't a meditative conversation. Great rising. Great rising, Bryce. Look, though, it wasn't a meditative conversation. It was a real life conversation, and the shit touched my heart in a major way. And he said, like, I keep trying to find, like, faults with you, and I can't. Like, it didn't feel, and it felt genuine as fuck. It didn't feel like one of them things where a nigga be like, it's not you, it's me. It didn't feel like that. It felt really genuine. And he's like, yeah, because this was a response to have you checked out. It's like, I keep trying to find faults with you. Like, and my gut is saying, yeah, I am trying to get out. My gut is hearing him say this. Like, he ain't said the shit. Remember, I told you I'm listening to gut. And gut is saying, yeah, I kind of was trying to find my way out because I'm accustomed to finding my way out. Because I'm accustomed to finding my way out. I don't know. Everything I thought this would be, it's not. It's still equally beautiful, but it's not what I expected. So I don't know what to expect, and that makes me, like, not want to expect shit from it. And anyway, he said, though, I keep looking for faults in you, and I can't find any. He's like, you're perfect, Ife. Like, you're perfect. You don't do shit wrong. You do your best at everything, and you make me realize that I'm the reason that all of my other relationships didn't work, And to me, that means that all of those women who fought their hardest for him and to give him and to shower him with their love, and all of those women who felt like they failed when I came into the picture, or all the women who felt like they failed before I came into the picture. And now, in 2017, he can say to me that I make him realize, like I said, because when you're in a relationship, you got to see yourself. Your relationship should help you to see your own shit. It's like I realize now that it was me. In my mind, that means that, like I say, for me, that would be an example of, I guess I've done it before too. Every time I'm in a relationship with a man, I'm looking for him to fuck up. I'm just waiting on the ball to drop, I'm always looking for it. And relationship after relationship, there's always something. Yep, this nigga got this text message with the bitch with the thong. Yep, this nigga got the message with the bitch with the blue braids. Yep, this nigga had a bitch in my apartment. And by bitch, I mean biscuit. Anyway, y'all, we've been on here for too long. I really should go. I love you, and we gotta get back together. I gotta go. I gotta get the fuck on out of here. Y'all know I got a job now and shit. This is too good to be true. Damn, that's a good one. That's a good one, sis. Damn, that's a good one, sis. Some self-sabotage shit, because I know a lot of sisters like that. Like, they ain't never seen a good brother, and they start to do him, like, they start to fuck it up. You have a good thing, and you're so used to things not being good that you gotta find a way to fuck it up. Okay? You gotta find a way to fuck it up. You gotta find a way to make it look fucked up like everything else in your life, since that's what you recognize. Anyway, too good to be true. So, I give thanks for that conversation, though. Because I felt like that means that in the past, every woman you've been with, when you went to comb through the nothingness to find somethingness, you found something, a speck, and that was good enough to disqualify them. But every time you filter me, there's nothing there. And so you're like, fuck, where do I find some shit on her? but that's peace anyway, because, yeah, because I do love you, brother. I do love you. Black brothers, I love you. King of Kings, you especially. Mine told me I was the love the world needed. I'm like, but you still won't commit. Yeah, that's definitely a lot of our brothers they underqualified. They feel underqualified. Let's just say it straight up. They feel underqualified. They really do. A lot of our men feel like they're not enough. Like, they don't do enough. They don't make enough. They're not tall enough. They're not big enough. They don't measure up enough. And yeah, it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing. But damn. That's why we all wonder that all the time. How come we all conscious and single and shit? You done got too good? We too good for each other. I don't know. Yeah, just get free. That's my message to everybody. Get free. That's my message to everybody. Get free. And every time I start saying that, so I swear, people slide in my inbox like, you not for the black family. You trying to tear the black family up. I swear, it has never failed. But that's not what I'm doing. I don't have to tear the black family up. Black family tear motherfucking self up, baby. It don't need no help. Okay? I'm trying to put your wacked ass shit back together. Get the fuck free. Get the fuck free. Get the fuck free. It's that simple. Like I said, it's 2017, and your gut is louder than ever right now. Like, get free. Or just know that you, like I said, know that you've opted suicide. So when you see somebody smoking a cigarette, or you see somebody drinking soda, or slurping a chitlin down, don't you act like you better than, because you suck your own toxins in. You might like toxic relationships or toxic pussy or toxic dick or something, but you picking your poison just the same. So let's make sure we're not judgmental. Damn, where am I? Damn, I really need us to get to that. Let me see. Let's say, yeah, free, indeed. Oh no, I know where I'm at on page 35. I'm just trying to see where I'm at in life. I'm trying to see where I'm at in life. We despise others. Let's see. Okay. Your partner does nothing more than reveal yourself to you, fam. Your fear, your anger, your pattern, your craziness. As long as you insist on pointing the finger out there at them, you will continue to miss out on the divine opportunity to clear your stuff. Here's a meantime tip. We love in others what we love in ourselves. We despise in others what we cannot see in ourselves. Often when a relationship goes sour, we become blind, immune, or resistant to our stuff by making an admirable attempt to dump it on the other person. People will resist having your stuff dumped in their lap because all too often it is also their stuff they can't see. They resist by fighting or running away. Now get this, as crazy as it seems, the person who stays to fight with you, this does not mean physical fighting or abuse, my nigga. This does not mean physical fighting or abuse. Not the man who stay to beat your ass. The person who stays to fight with you is usually the one who really loves you. The love you and are willing to duke it out with you. They love you and are willing to duke it out with you and your stuff in order to facilitate mutual healing. I have a friend in my life who is that way. And I always tell you that it is because of the love of this friend I know that love does not look ridiculous. It is because the love of this friend that I know what love's supposed to be like. Yo, it's why when I think about if Say and I ever didn't make, it tears my heart to pieces. But I know that the only way we would not work is if love was not being served. Because when love is no longer being served, I've learned to get up from the table. And I've learned what love looked like because I've had that dish. You understand what I'm saying? As crazy as it seems, the person who stays to fight with you is usually the one who really loves you. They love you and are willing to duke it out with you and your shit in order to facilitate a mutual healing. Unfortunately, when you are fighting in a relationship, if you're not clear about your intent, if you are resistant to knowing the truth, you'll get hurt. On the other hand, if the person you're fighting with throws in a towel and runs away, you'll also get hurt. You will remain unhealed. Your stuff will settle down for a bit. But it is true, your stuff will come up again in another relationship. In the meantime, while you are resistant, unclear, or in fear, please know that fighting is normal and quite common. Being mean to others is to be expected. Never believe that what you do in the meantime situation is the truth about you. It is not. The truth of the matter is, if you are willing to go through the process of fighting, being mean, getting hurt, and realizing there's got to be a better way, you'll eventually shift out of your pattern into a state of consciousness where you will be healed. Never believe that what you do in the meantime situation is the truth about who you are. Where am I? That's it. Here I am. I've been single and promiscuous. I've been single and masculine. I've been single and aggressive. I've been single and the protector and the provider and the head of my house. And I've been that. I've been that nigga. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, shit. And then shut a nigga down because I'm the man. Bitch, I'm the man. Like, straight the fuck up. We've all worn the pants. We learning now as sacred women to give brothers the pants back. But I have worn the pants. I guess many of my sisters have. But now I recognize that. And so there I was telling myself in the meantime, I'll never have a man because I'm so aggressive. I'll never have a man because I'm so manly. I'll post something on Facebook and black men will come on the post and say, bitch, that's why you single. You ain't gonna never have no man because you talk like that. And so I'm thinking, I'm way too masculine and I'm too strong and I'm too aggressive for a man to love me or for a man to want me, you know? And then I realized in the presence of men, in the presence of leaders, my leadership slacked back. In the presence of real men, looky there. My masculinity falls back and my feminism just rises auto motherfucking matically. And yes, I did put motherfucking in the middle of auto motherfucking matically. How'd it happen? How'd it happen? In the absence of leader, one will arise. I guess it's that kind of thing going on. In the absence of a man, not a grown man, because anybody can be fucking grown chronologically. In the absence of a man in my life, I was my man in my life. And I thought that disqualified me from the future, and now I realize that that was my mean time, because once my man showed up, I became the woman again. So how sad of me to have thought in all of my meantime years that who I was in the meantime was really who I am, because it is not. Never believe that what you do in the meantime situation is the truth about you. It is not. The meantime pushes everybody to do, say, see, think, and feel things that they ordinarily would not. The truth of the matter is, if you're willing to go through the process, you will eventually shift out of your pattern into a state of consciousness where you will be healed. All right, this is the last part, and then we out of here. We've been riding, y'all. We've been riding. Where am I? It is important to state clearly and emphatically that the meantime is not a bad place to be, nor should you assume that if you are in the meantime, you or anyone else has done anything wrong. The meantime is not a signal that you've messed up again or have been messed over again. What the meantime is and will always be is a catalyst to a deeper awareness of love for yourself and others. It is a therapeutic review of your beliefs, notions, ideas, and perceptions of what love is all about. When we are alone without a love attachment, we have a pretty good idea about what we feel and where we are as far as love is concerned. When, however, we are in relationship, having a meantime experience, the picture is often a lot less focused. Can we do that again? When you're single, when you're in your bed alone watching Netflix and your chill is your Netflix and chill meaning you rubbing your own goddamn feet together playing footsie. You are very clear. You want a man who smells good. He got to have a wide enough chest for you to lay down on. He got to make enough money for your internets to stay on. He got to love them 6 children in the other room from them other 6 niggas that's not his, and he should be able to take care of them and protect them as well. And all of these things are very, very necessary. He has to have this. He has to have that. He has to support this. He has to support that. And that's just that. And you have all these things very clear because you want a man so bad, kind of like when we little girls. We want him to be 6'9", and we want him to be fine. And then we get a nigga who's 5'2", looking like Deuce Magoose, and we like, yeah, I guess he'll do. You know you got Deuce over there at the house right the fuck now. All right, okay, for real. All bullshit aside, but when we're in relationship, it is harder, okay? So when we're in a relationship and we are laying on this chest, because he did come with a big enough chest for us to lay on, and we are playing footsie, but we're not watching Netflix anymore, and we're not chilling because he doesn't have enough money to help me with the internet. And my children are in the room, but he's mean as fuck to them, and he doesn't protect them. He doesn't cook for them. He doesn't clean up their messes. He doesn't do homework with them. He says that he's their stepdaddy, but he ain't stepped up to do a goddamn thing yet. All he do is step up in his bed every night and get this pussy from me. Listen, and now, because I'm in the relationship, I'm not realizing that something changed. I was very clear before this relationship of what I wanted. And now, I'm trying to tell you, it's peace, because we're about to start talking about sacred silence in a minute. But there is some peace and stillness and quiet you can hear. When you silence your own thoughts, this is meditation in life. When you silence your own thoughts, only thing left to hear is mother's messages. Okay, when you sit still in your life and you remove your ego and all of your other shit, the only thing that's left there to look at is what's real. In the meantime, will always be a catalyst to a deeper awareness of love for yourself and others. It's a therapeutic review of your beliefs, notions, ideas, and perceptions of what love is all about. All right, as it relates to relationships, most of us don't know where we are most of the time. That's because our ideas and beliefs keep changing according to our experiences. In response, we keep trying to figure out what to do and how to do it. We keep asking why. Why did it go wrong? When? When will I get it right? Who? Who will I end up with? How? How will I know the one is the one? These are pretty run-of-the-mill meantime inquiries. Regardless of what your relationship looks or feels like, if you're asking these questions, you're having a meantime experience. Sometime, however, we will resist asking ourselves probing questions. It doesn't matter. You can be pretty sure you're in the meantime if you know what is wrong with all your ex-lovers, but you're blind to your own weaknesses. All right. You'll know if you're in the meantime, if you're crying for no apparent reason, and you do not want anyone to know you're crying. You can be pretty sure you're in the meantime if you have been fired or laid off, if you are separated or recently divorced, you are recently robbed or ripped off, sentenced to prison or recently released from prison. You have had 6 dates with 5 different people in the last 9 months. You haven't had any dates in the last 9 months. You are married or share toothpaste with another person and are still looking for a date. You are not married but have been sharing toothpaste and closet space and still aren't sure this is what you want to be doing. You are not married, do not share toothpaste, and have given up on dating. Your mother keeps asking when you're going to have children. Your mother keeps asking when the last time you saw your children, when you have forgotten how children come into being. Although there are hundreds of other scenarios, these are common everyday situations signaling that you are having a meantime experience. It is also a pretty sure bet that if you live in one of these situations, you are experiencing turmoil, inner turmoil, and as you try to figure out what to do next. The internal conflict and turmoil of a meantime experience is a direct result of your failure to do one of the 4 following things. I'm going to talk about these and then we out of here. You failed to be clear and articulate exactly what you wanted, needed, or expected from yourself and from others. That is very, 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 very fucking important. If you didn't do it in the beginning, you need to do it now. Remember when we talked about how to fire people? Remember, firing is difficult to do when you haven't been clear about the terms. You don't know why you firing a motherfucker. Like, when the motherfucker come tap on your shoulder with that pink slip, you should know exactly why. Because they were very clear about what needed to happen. They communicated it to you when that did not happen, gave you ample time to revise it, and still so you didn't. That is how relationships should run, also like businesses. You know what I mean? That's how your relationship should run. So if you just got in it, you ain't talk about what you wanted, you ain't talk about what you expect. You just avoided all the grown-up conversation, and now here you are talking about you're going to fire somebody. Yeah, that part can be difficult. You have to be very clear and articulate exactly what you want, need, or expect from yourself and from others. And I'm always telling you about, we say, what you want. Like when I said the sister she want a nigga that can pay with the Netflix bill. He got to have a chest big enough for her to lay on. He got to help with the kids' homework and stuff. She should also be prepared to bring to the table. Should also be prepared to bring to the table. Should also be able to have a list of your reason for why you believe you qualify for that shit because you got your own qualifications. All right? Don't come with no qualifications. And you want a nigga to have abs and great credit, and you out here like my dear with 2 dimes to rub together. Number 2, you failed to tell the absolute, unedited, microscopic truth to yourself, to another about yourself, or about another with regards to what you wanted, needed, and expected in any relationship. Number 3, you failed to ask for what you wanted and accepted what was offered while being fully aware it was not even closely related to what you had in mind. And finally, number 4, you move forward in a relationship in a consciousness of fear. Okay? Now you're in the meantime, which is life's opportunity to get clear, get real, and heal yourself in preparation for giving and receiving the one thing we all want: pure, honest, unconditional love. All right. All right, so we'll be back on in the meantime in on Saturday, I guess. Yeah. All right, I love you. I did not do our activation earlier, so let us remember, if you want some of this Dr. Sebi products or some of this Queen of Afua stuff or doTERRA and like whatever else I have, I got a lot of shit. And hit me up. I love y'all. All right, I am a distinctive, beautiful flower and a healing herb with a heart, a mind, breasts, buttocks, and a womb. I stretch these goddamn legs, been sitting down too long. Hold on. Oh, wait a minute. We're going to do the affirmation a little better than that. Let me make sure I don't lose no circulation. All right. Oh, man, I'm sweating. Okay. All right, so one more time. I am a distinctive, beautiful flower and a healing herb with a heart, a mind, breasts, buttocks, and a womb. I come with sacred earth medicine to heal myself. All right, I love y'all. Peace, family.